Okay, so we are starting our new topic of female reproductive system, which is menstruation cycle. So I'll go with the very basic. How does this start and everything like that. So we'll start from. It's like I'm sure you'd be very clear with this term puberty. This simply when a child becomes at the age of 13 years, like they simply become mature. So you'll see like so many changes in their body, either there's a male or female. So you'll see so many changes. That's for God. So this mean puberty. So at the age of puberty, what you'll see, there will be so many changes which you might notice. So first one, we know our brain controls everything, as we already said, like brain is a control system and everything like that. So in brain we have one part called as hypothalamus, which is having GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone, which will do what? They will send message to pituitary gland. So after that, what you will see, after pituitary we'll have two more parts. One is LH and second is FSH. LH is luteinizing hormone, F is follicle secreting hormone. So these two hormones. So after that, when this LH is having another name, which is ISH or something. So it's like not ICSH, which is interstitial cell stimulating hormone. And then again we have Sertoli cells, Leydig cell, which we have discussed in male reproductive system. It's not important to discuss here, so I'll only go with these. Then what you'll see after this, our brain controls everything, as I mentioned. So brain will work in every changes, and these all changes, so brain will work for all these things. What you'll see, first thing you'll see, uh, like there is flow of blood from the body, that's we have structure and everything. But before I continue, I'll give you a few basic information. So what you'll see, first thing you'll see per ovary, like if we just talk about per ovary you will see 60 to 80,000 immature eggs. So I'm sure it's clear to you. So these immature eggs would be like what? Of course, immature eggs which will, and yes, we, of course, this question can be asked that if I just show you this picture, you can see this the urinary and entire body. So one ovary is here, one ovary is here. So what do you think? Ovary release from here or here? So it's like a basic question. You should always know that our ovary, it's like it goes alternate, either this or this. If the cycle is starting from this one, so next one for sure this would be the process. Then again this one, so it's like an alternate. 1 month this one, so second month this two, like the opposite one. I'm sure it's clear to you, right? So here comes, we have alternate egg mature every month, alternate egg mature every day, every month, sorry, not every day. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then we have follicle, which you'll find the structure in these structures. So what you'll see, there will be follicles, which we have discussed, kind of a structure. Follicle plus egg, when these both term, you'll see they will become mature. There are stages or something, like they'll become mature at what, like this follicle is going to release something. They will release estrogen. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then after estrogen, so we have ovary first, ovary which will release estrogen. After estrogen, you will see, after like this estrogen will be released to what, released to lining of uterus. So I'm sure it's clear to you, uterus lining. So if you're thinking what lining we have for uterus, let me just introduce that as well. So for uterus we have around three lines or out coverings. So first one you will see would be perimetrium, which is the outer one. Perimetrium, outer one is like the second one you see called as myometrium. Myo, even word tells this is something inside which have muscles, so muscle would be also present inside. Myometrium, this means it's middle one, basically middle. Then comes the third one, which is endometrium. So endometrium is the innermost. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then what you'll see more after this, you'll see, of course, I'm sure you will be quite familiar with the urinary structure now. So this is kind of structure, right? Here's the structure. This blue one lining is called as the it's like second first this black line called as peri, I'm writing p, the second blue one called as m myo, and the third one, this yellow line, that's called as endometrium. So endometrium, as I mentioned, it's called as innermost. So what you'll see during the menstruation cycle, what will happen, our first stage would be like there would be breakdown of what. So if it could be an mcqs as well, what's happened during the menstruation cycle, what change and that all. So the breakdown of endometrium take place. This means when these will break, they will go out and there will be release of these cells, and here comes the vagina and other parts, so that blood will remove out from the female body. So I'm sure it's clear to you. This means during menstruation cycle, what would be the main changing, the changing would be about that this cycle, this layer break down. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Otherwise, okay, so I'm sure it's clear to you. I was just introducing you with the picture so that you get an idea. Otherwise, I am for sure make that. Here is the picture like this. So what you will see, endometrium, these all. So if I just ask an mcqs, the mcqs could be like which layer changes. So remember, myometrium, which is the second layer, that remain the same. So if you ask what changes, so during the menstruation cycle, breakdown of like endometrium, which is the inner one, endometrium layer metrium happens, so the blood come out from the body. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then we have so many pictures and from book. If we just cover the first part, so I'm sure it's clear, it will be clear. Okay, so here comes the first part, menstruation cycle. Let's see. The menstruation cycle, which is the complex physiological process which occur in the reproductive age individual with uterus. They simply are mentioning about the puberty, that it will happen at this age. It involves a series of hormonal changes and physiological events that prepare the body for possible pregnancy. So yes, during the pregnancy we won't get this kind of entire menstruation cycle. Then the cycle typically leads 28 days, although variation in cycle. So normally after 28 days it will be like changes and these all. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Like after 28 days, next 28, so the cycle will be completely repetitive, but we are not sure, the cycle may varies. Of course it varies to human to like female to female. There will be few changes in the numbers. Like we simply take a stage from 1 to 5 days normally, but it can also be changed. The cycle could be more, as here is mentioned, phase 1. We just take to make you understand nicely. Otherwise this cycle normally in real life really change. So the menstruation cycle, which is primarily regulated by 4 key hormones. So as I mentioned, follicle stimulating hormone, which will take a big role, and LH, which is also this luteinizing hormone, estrogen and progesterone. So I'm sure menstruation cycle part is quite clear. Then we'll come with another video which will be about this menstruation phase 1 to 5. Then we have another, like I'm just discussing one part is here. Second comes proliferative or pro-ovulatory phase, which is 6 to 14 days. After that the cycle got repeat from 15 to 28 days, and then the same process would be repeated. So I'm sure it's very much clear to you. Like here is another topic which is not part of us to study right now. Here comes the end. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.